We are tackling the humanitarian crisis. We're trying to promote, to welcome, to protect, to promote, and to integrate migrant, refugees, and internally displaced persons.
What is the social problem issue?
We're trying to create the conditions in order to those who are fleeing from the kind of danger and threaten their suffering in Central America. That's the reason they're fleeing from Central America, looking for a better life.
How does the NGO face the issue?
Well, we are now linked with the United Nations Convention for Refugees. They are supporting our job and the kind of humanitarian crisis we're dealing with every day in our shelter. And we're trying to create awareness about the phenomenon here in Monterrey and the number of refugees and asylum seekers and migrants coming to our city.
Okay, in your personal opinion, what do you think is the approval rate of Monterrey in migrants? Or what are the hard facts?
Hard facts is about the lack of understanding about the phenomenon, the lack of social understanding about what's happening, and the lack of awareness, understanding, misinformation, and misunderstanding about migrants and refugees here in Monterrey. Entonces dice, ¿con cuál postura estás tú más de acuerdo? Dice entonces, por razones humanitarias en México debemos recibir a los migrantes centroamericanos, ofrecerles trabajo y seguridad social, solo un 14%. Que les da alegría que tengan la Guardia Fronteriza de Estados Unidos. ¿Sí? Bueno, otra parte importante de esta consulta. Los entrevistados creen que el gobierno mexicano debería presionar a los migrantes a volver a sus países. La gente sabe que lo de refugio, la migración forzada. Hasta diciembre, 70.300 personas. Personas deportadas o retornadas de Estados Unidos a México, de México a Centroamérica. Si no está enraizada en 4 factores. Primero, es una migración forzada. Nadie viene huyendo de su país porque quiere. Huye porque su vida está en peligro. Nadie se incorpora a una caravana porque quiera. La caravana que en diciembre del año pasado causó mucho escosor se llamaba Nos vamos porque nos matan. En Honduras la gente sufre constantemente cobro de piso, asesinato. Población, a las personas que pueden estar preguntadas a quiénes, bueno, a los 4 universos. Condición migratoria irregular, necesidad de protección internacional, refugiados, deportados y migrantes internos. Migrantes internos de los estados que expulsan, Michoacán, Guerrero, Oaxaca, por pobreza, por violencia, y que llegan aquí a Monterrey. Si ustedes se encuentran, díganlo, ¿tienen sus papeles? ¿O necesitas trabajo? Ve a Casa Monarca, nosotros te ayudamos a conseguir trabajo. Es parte de nosotros somos 70 voluntarios. De los 70, 18 tienen un sueldo, de los cuales paga 10 la ACNUR y 8 Casa Monarca. ¿Sí? Los demás son voluntarios que en equipos de lunes a domingo vienen a cocinar y a entregar comida. ¿Sí? Y luego damos atención humanitaria, protección a la salud, protección jurídica. Tenemos 2 psicólogas, 2 trabajadoras sociales que están en la otra oficina para atender, porque esto los paga la ACNUR, a los refugiados. Y llevamos a cabo investigación. Por eso esta presentación es hecha por nuestra área de investigación a partir de los datos recogidos por las encuestas, pero también obviamente por los datos duros del fenómeno migratorio a nivel nacional e internacional.
What kind of problem has the NGO faced?
Like any NGO, we don't have enough resources. Our budget is very low, and the need when trying to cover is over high. We need different campaigns. We need to hire someone who's going to be as a fundraiser, and it's our main concern. We don't have no resources to help migrants and refugees. Although we got this agreement with the United High Commission for Refugees, it's been very useful at the end in order to get resources to pay lawyers and legal assistants and psychologists and social workers.
Okay, and what do you think the local populace can do to at least help alleviate those problems?
Well, at least trying to help migrants and refugees when they are asking for some money and the traffic lights and the railroad tracks. Not discriminate migrants and refugees, try to understand, and first of all, trying to make it some sort of approach the different shelters in order to collaborate and create incentives for those in need.
Well, one last question. This is more open-ended. What have been the results in the last 4 years that you have been in motion?
Well, I think at this stage we are doing something important for our city in terms of welcoming those in need. We have trying to get standards of attention and welcoming migrants and refugees. We're trying to get jobs for them. So we're trying to integrate the labor force with those who need a better life and they're looking for a better life for their families. I think this is the most important challenge we've got as an NGO. Hola, hermanos.
¿Qué onda?
Ay, que si le damos onda para tu pareja. Sí, What I liked the most about our visit to Casa Monarca was the joy I felt after we left the place, because even though we were only there for a couple hours, the experience you get to understand how lucky and how blessed you are, and you also get to help other people.
My visit to Casa Monarca was very eye-opening because one realizes the way they live, not having security, not having enough food, home, shelter. But it is good to know that someone is there for them, Casa Monarca, and I can do something to help them, to promote them, to save them. Maybe not solving the problem, but I can do something, they can do something, and that makes me very, very happy.
I personally love Casa Monarca's initiative because aside from giving migrants shelter and food, they give them a chance to enter the system by giving them legal advice, helping them obtain their papers, get work, and be able to make a life here in Mexico. Also, I think that is very important, making Mexicans conscious about this existing problem that's been ignored for a long time and making them change their perspective on migrants and their negative impact in our country.
For me, visiting Casa Monarca was a really eye-opening experience because I have never participated in an activity like this one that made me realize the real migrant situation in our country. I wasn't aware that these people ask for money and food in the streets because they don't have an opportunity to get a real job because of their legal situation. They don't have identification, so they cannot get legal papers.
I really thought what Casa Monarca is doing is very selfless. They're an NGO that are dedicated to migration and helping those in need. And I think that Monterrey is really in need of more appreciation for migrants. And maybe if more people took part in these types of NGOs as voluntaries, would at least change their perspective about the migrants. And I really ended up with a lot more respect for this NGO that I had when I first walked in.